all over the world. They sold the 124 class. You can see it as taxis in Europe, all throughout Europe. They're still being ran. I feel like these are main cars, main drivers in Africa still today,
Mm.
and even in the U.S. on the West Coast. But just want to start off saying thank you, Yonku, for taking the time
Of course.
to sit with me and talk to me about your car. So let's go and start it out. Why is a 20, we're 21 or
20.
20, guys, why is a 20-year-old driving a 30, what's that, 33-year-old
33, I
car?
think,
So
yeah.
this could basically be your sugar mama. Is this your sugar mama?
This could be. It did start accidentally. I knew nothing about cars before, and I knew nothing about Mercedes. I thought Mercedes were pretentious. I like the old car. I like old cars in general.
Mm.
And then I liked the look of the Triumph Spitfire, and I liked the looks of mostly European cars, if I can just cut it short. And then I had to start a job in the city, and I needed a car. So my dad said, I can get you a Polo. Like, thank you, first of all. Thank you thank you very much. But I promise you, I can save you money and get you something better. So I was looking for mainly a diesel engine because I can take care of it, and it is very economical.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good option for a first car. So mainly German diesels. Long story short, we couldn't find one.
Mm.
And then I was like, hey, but I know Dominian, which is the previous owner's name, is selling his old Merc. And he's like, what? Really? We're going to check it out. And my first reaction was, okay, it's old, but the seats are comfortable and everything. But like I said, I'm not a car person at all, right? So I was like, I need modern stuff. I took it for a drive once.
Oh, it was love at first sight?
Yeah.
God.
So I think it's the best story because it's not someone told me about this, or you have to buy it or something. I really fell in love with it so humbly.
Mm.
It just happened. And then I stopped at the coffee shop before I even purchased the car. I stopped at a coffee shop to just chill after the first drive. And then this lady came up to me and said, I really like your car. Like, I always tell my friends, when you wash a modern car, it looks cool when it's clean, right? But when an older car is clean, it just looks so much better.
Yeah.
Like it just looks like it's been well looked after and something. So I always try to keep it clean because it's something I like, but also it has leather seats and you need to look after it, and the dashboard has a few cracks and small stuff. But
it's not a big deal. Honestly,
and
the car that's that old,
it looks really good. And it has 500,000 kilometers on the clock.
500,000. It looks
really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
I actually used to have a 1990 Lexus LS 400. The original specs. I'm talking air suspension, heated seats, the whole kit and caboodle. And
That is fully kitted
surprisingly enough, I got so many compliments with this car. It was burgundy. It had tan. I think I could put a picture up of it. That car got so much respect.
Mm.
And I paid 800 US for it.
Wow,
Which is like insane.
Oh,
The only thing I ever had happen to it last night.
well, that was very
that.
nice.
That has to be.
We'll see now. It's Porsche.
It's a 718.
Boxster?
Okay, so Yonku, what is next for the car?
I first really just wanted to fix the rear back left window.
Okay.
They tend to break. The first models, apparently it's a thing.
Mm.
So I just need to replace that. But then there aren't any really plans. I just want to take care of it. Fix the leather interior cracks, because I think that's quite important. Because then it'll last another decade or something.
Yeah. You've done have you done anything other than like normal maintenance, like to get
I
the car
had to
up
replace a spark plugs myself in the middle of nowhere in Johannesburg while my car was misfiring, only running on 3 cylinders. That was horrible because I knew nothing.
Enough to get you home on a.
Yeah, sort of, but I knew nothing about cars. Like, this was a big thing for me because what is a spark plug? Now I know I'm quite savvy, but back then, God.
Today, you try to take the headlight out of one car and put it into another. It's not going to happen. Like in between years. But back in the day, you could take a headlight from a from an '89 and put it into a '94, and they were
Technically could. I don't think it would be too big of a
today.
deal. Yeah.
Try to do that with today's like even like a W212, like even if, like which is like the E class from like I want to say like 2010 and on. Like that's where like all of like
Right.
the model, all the headlights started to change. They had two different headlight versions, I think. I know they had two different taillight versions.
And the facelifts did change, like they did look different, but the car basically stayed the same. And also the other thing that I think a lot of car companies, manufacturers do is they share a factory and basically build the same thing, but with a different badge on top. I know the American companies did the same thing with Chevrolet, Dodge and Chrysler and DeSoto and who was with them? Buick.
They all did it.
Yeah. So
They
it's the
all
same
did it.
thing, but it's just the DeSoto was like the luxurious one, and the Chrysler was just beneath or above. I can't remember. And
well, I think honestly,
a lot changed in like just 100 years from like how business did, and then the 90s, the like lots of people would say the accountants took over and the engineers left the room.
But yeah, no, these are great examples of what real, strong, time-tested engineering can produce.
I think the only electric side of it is the windows.
Just
and
the,
then,
the
of course, the
window
heated side of things. So
yeah.
unfortunately, the heater box is leaking, of course, so that thing has been bypassed. That's the one thing I will fix in the future, but I'm not going to only fix that because the heater box is like, what, 600 Rand or something?
You have to
but it's a lot of labor. It's not about I need to feel the thing when I'm driving. It's just more all the safety features and all the tech is just a little bit touched down. So when someone is getting too close to the car won't swerve out like what the modern S-Class would do. And I get it. It's a chauffeur car. We have to get to the destination safely, whatever. So it's cool. But from a driving experience, E-Class is a very well-balanced car. Where C-Class might just be too... I think it's a very good lineup that they made. So just to talk a little bit about the 124 series from what I've read, because when I fell in love with the car like a month afterwards, and all the baptism by fire with replacing spark plugs when I didn't even know what it was, I read this awesome story of them explaining, so from start to the very last one sold, and designing the fuel crisis, and Italian designer for the look of this one. And then they had of course, an American version, an international version, the European version. Of course, we had the international version where they numbed down the specs a little bit. I really like the American spec'd 500e with the square. It might be controversial saying, but I really like those square lights with the
500e is
it's a really solid car.
It's a collectible now. Like you don't, Matt. I have seen maybe two.
I've seen one. I was really lucky to see one, and I've also seen a 6-cylinder coupe or coupe, whatever the pronunciation is.
So, thank you so much, Yonku, for taking the time
to
talk to me about your car and about a whole bunch of other stuff. Any other last words you want to leave us with before we close out?
Buy good old instead of young new crap.
No, that is good advice. Make sure there's lots of new cars out there that are trying to get your money, but there's a lot of old cars like this that can still use your love. I'm Kevin Cars. Thank you for taking the time to listen with me, and remember to comment and subscribe, and you'll be seeing a lot more content like this coming very soon. Cheers.